guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering.
Are you free for coffee?
Welcome, welcome. Okay, this is am I the asshole? Is she the asshole?
Is she the asshole?
So, this is the lady talking. She's explaining. During my lunch break, at the busiest time of the restaurant, which lunch typically is real busy, a woman approached me with her children and asked if we could share a table since there were no others available. I told her I didn't feel comfortable sharing space with strangers. She got upset, claiming that her situation was difficult with two small children. Luckily, a waiter arrived and told her they already had a table for her. Before leaving, she insulted her again, the lady. And the woman, the writer, states that she doesn't particularly like children. She don't hate them, but she just don't like them, and she just tries not to be in those situations and be with them, you know. But so I had so many thoughts on this.
Guys, let me tell y'all, me and Lisa do not agree.
Okay, first, this is what I think. I don't mind the woman asking, but I don't mind the woman refusing.
Right.
I mean, you can ask, but anytime you ask, you know that the answer could be no.
Please don't.
But you're just going to shoot your shot, whatever. If it's yes, no. Where I fault the mother of the children, number one, you came at a busy time.
Correct.
And children, it states they're small. It doesn't give ages.
So it's also nap time.
Right. It's nap time. And children. Yeah. Everything is urgent with kids. Yes. If I have to go to the bathroom, I gotta go now. If I'm hungry now. I cannot wait for. Yeah. So if you have littles, you know that. So why are you at a busy restaurant that you typically you have to wait for a table? Yes. You know this.
Yes.
Then, like Mr. Rogers used to say, find the helpers. You know, you read the room, baby. There's some people that don't want to be bothered with kids. I would look around, and there's somebody that's got that sympathetic look,
softness about them.
That's come on, baby, let me help you. I'll get the car seat, you get the baby.
It's not me.
And that would help you. There's somebody.
There's someone.
And I used to be that person before I went through menopause,
and before I had kids. Before I had kids,
no, when I had kids, I had the grace to know what that's like. Like, okay, let me.
That's kind of true.
Wow,
that's kind of
she's struggling. Let me help. Find that person. In any group, there's
always somebody
that's that. And that woman, they're reading her book. That wasn't her. She wasn't looking at you. Read
was probably trying to avoid eye contact at all.
Like, don't come over here. Please don't come over here.
I'm looking for the waiter, and now this girl.
Really, honestly, I didn't fault the woman sitting. You have every right to sit by yourself. You have every right,
Well, that's what you went there to do.
Break.
And the other
so you need a break. That's why it's called lunch break, coffee break.
Here's the thing. One of two things happened. She either got there early enough to avoid the wait, which was her being responsible for her time, or she waited like everybody else. And then she got to sit down.
Yeah.
So either way, for me, and y'all know I have kids. I mean, between Lisa and I, we got a football team, but I have kids. And I guess in my mind, I'm thinking of when I'm out, typically I go out to eat by myself. No, I don't want you to sit here. No, I don't want your kids. Now I'm just talking about me because that's my moment alone away from my kids. And the woman who asked the writer didn't know. That woman could have just left 6 kids at home and was like,
like this is my time to be away. That's why I said that. Yeah. I mean, I don't.
But
you're
right.
Fault her for asking. You can ask. Yeah. But I don't fault the woman for saying no. Absolutely and you have to take the no and move on.
What a piss poor example you are to insult someone in front of your kids,
right? Because you didn't get your way.
Yeah. I definitely don't want you sitting with me because there's that.
No, it was and I'm telling you, different seasons of your life. Like I said, when I had children or before children, I would have been very helpful.
Yeah.
But I remember going to lunch with a friend who's my age, and we were sitting there, and there was a baby crying, and she asked me, "Does that bother you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it kind of does." And there had been a time that wouldn't have bothered me.
You know what?
I would have heard about it, been like, "Oh, bless her heart."
Yeah.
He might be sick.
And if I see them fumbling, I'll entertain the other kids while they do
a meltdown. Yeah. All the things, because we've experienced that. Like, oh, baby, I've walked in your shoes.
Yes.
So, but then when you get out of it, you're out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't rude, and I would never be ugly to folks like that. But you just shift. You
Yes.
just shift.
Yeah.
And
And you're
so,
just
and
not there
if you're
anymore.
in the shift, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to sit with
Mm-mm,
kids.
no, thank
I
you.
don't want to. I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And that was her right.
I think it is okay to ask. I personally don't ask me, but I guess it's okay. I can be neutral about the asking, even though it kind of
She
leans
should have
towards
been like, "Oh,
it
okay, I'm
leans towards
sorry. I
no.
just thought I
Yeah,
got,"
it
and
leans towards
just
a no
move
for me.
on.
But then to be persistent and to
Look,
insult
you laid up
somebody,
and had a baby or two or whatever, however many it is.
listen,
That's your problem. We told y'all that was a dangerous job. We
we
told you before you
baby, it was a
took it. It was
dangerous job.
dangerous.
I'm
So if you
telling
didn't
you,
want to do that, you shouldn't
yes,
be doing
you
it.
shouldn't be doing it.
It
And you know what? If you have kids, prepare to be frazzled.
And you know what? When
That's just it,
honestly, when I had littles, I was a hermit. I didn't go a lot of places. I
girl,
didn't.
because you had so
Um,
many.
well, and then
It's a
like the
lot of
nap.
work,
Okay, you go to the mall
child.
during nap time, and you're amazed that the kid had a meltdown. The mall gives me a freaking meltdown.
And here this kid is,
Right. So you do
lost their
stupid stuff
pippy, no
like
nap.
two littles at a
Yeah,
busy restaurant.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
What did you think was going to
yeah.
happen?
So some of it is just
God,
irresponsibility on the part of the
oh,
parents.
it was
Like,
wholly
look,
the
like we
parent,
tell you all the time,
the mom.
you don't get it all at once. You don't get to do everything. There's some
Yeah,
stuff you have to give up
yeah,
when you have littles, and I
yes.
hate to break it to you, but
I don't.
littles don't belong
Here's your
everywhere.
black mama
Do
moment.
they?
Leave
They
them
just
kids by the
don't.
house, and if
They
that means
don't.
you stay
Or
at the
go to
house,
a family
friendly.
friendly.
Yes,
So if you went to a family friendly
yes,
place, there'd have been other moms. Oh,
yeah.
come, baby, here. Let's clear this
And
space. They
if
can
there
sit there.
wasn't a table at family friendly place, there would have been activities for the kids.
Right.
Like, okay, guys, Lisa, bless her heart, just like has to morph because I have three very young kids. Like the youngest one can barely pronounce Lisa's name. So we go to a place in Dallas called Staycation. It's actually Richardson. Why? Because it's literally a kid friendly coffee shop. We can drink coffee. They can go play. There are trucks. There's blocks. It's a massive like backyard in back of this historic house. You need to learn to do stuff like that.
Yes.
And
I agree.
I'm going
I
to say the
agree.
reason I'm like, no, you are not the asshole, is the one who wrote it. The other lady is the asshole because
For being
for
rude.
being
That's what it
rude,
was. Not for
not for
asking,
asking,
but for
but
being
for being rude
rude
at every moment
afterwards.
after asking.
Yes.
And here's the thing, I have three kids and it's just me. So when I'm struggling, when I'm sitting in the front seat of the car fighting tears because I am touched out, I'm mommied out, I'm can we stop at Chick-fil-A out, I am not going to take my kids into a restaurant or anywhere at a busy time if I know I can't take it. We're going to sit in the car. That's just
Yeah.
what we're going to
Yeah.
do. And that's responsible parenting. That's being just a good person to other folks. Don't ask this woman. She's sitting there by herself. She is not the one that looks like, let me ask. Now, if you see somebody who you look down their screensaver on their phone is three kids, i.e., myself, you may, oh, do you mind? And honestly, I'll tell you, if you don't think it's rude of me to have on headphones, maybe so. But I may also say, no, y'all, I might have been touched 50,
Yeah.
11 times that day. It just her reaction was
Rude. Find
it
your
was rude.
tribe.
Right.
Like, okay, so you don't get to go to the cool
Child,
place with two littles. I'm sorry.
call me
You might
crazy.
have to go to Chick-fil-A. You might
Yes.
have to go to, somewhere.
Shout out to John at
And
Chick-fil-A. I
had
love
you
John.
gone to one of those places, there would have been a mom that would have said,
Every time.
"Come here and say, oh,
Or
I'll
not
hold the
even a
baby while you
mom.
get your stuff." A grandma,
No, remember I
just a
told you my
person.
Chick-fil-A story with John?
Oh,
So
the
this is
worker,
there's a
yeah,
worker named John at Chick-fil-A White Rock. Now I need to tell him about this episode, but he listens to us anyway. I am there, guys. I'm losing my shit. I'm fighting tears. My kids are going bazonkers, but everybody's kids are going bazonkers. But I'm kitted out. I've left my headphones. My anxiety is just it's inching up there. And he was like, "Mom, would you like an ice cream?" I was like, yes. And I'm fumbling. He's like, "No need, no need.
Now
You
that
don't need
you
to pay."
mention it,
And I was like, "Okay." So he brings me this ice cream cone. I'm fighting tears. And he was like, "I'm gonna go help your kids." I was like, "Thank you." So he just goes in, talks to my kids, asks them if they want ice cream. He's, "I'm gonna ask your mom." It gives me like a minute to reset, and I'm like, "Wait,
and the
everybody's kid is
sugar's
act. I
always
mean, it's
good when you're
nice,
having a
yeah,
little
nice
moment,
cream."
having a moment,
But I was like, "Okay, everyone's kid is running around because there's a playground in here.
right?
You're not doing a bad job. Take a minute." I literally grabbed my planner, did some jotting. It was the best day ever. I leave a review, and it gets picked up by the owner. The owner
Oh,
sees it, so then
yay,
John gets recognized.
John.
Yeah, and now my kids, like, when we see him, they're like, John, Mr. John, and it's like the best thing.
Yeah.
But I go there once a week so that I can read my Kindle and they can play, and I learn to read the room.
Shout out to Mr. Rogers. Look for the helpers.
Look for the
That,
helpers.
that's
Yes.
really what.
And
where you
you're
missed
not
it.
the asshole. I hate that you even had to question yourself. Obviously, someone who's going to insult you in front of their kids, parenting classes.
And you lady who is the asshole, yeah, we said it.
Yeah.
Find your tribe.
Yes.
Find your tribe.
And do better.
Have you a little repertoire of places you can go with your kids.
Yes.
That they can be loud, they can cry, they can have the tantrum, and nobody's gonna look upside your head because their kid's doing the exact same thing. That's where you need to go.
Staycation Coffee.
Yeah, we said
Chick-fil-A,
what we said.
Spring Creek Church. These are all DFW places.
Yes.
I'm gonna make. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put DFW places to go with kids. I'm gonna, guys.
So you find that
it's
at lunchtime, and there's places that go that where you could go at lunch and sit down and not be bothered.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely.
And that's what this woman that wrote, that's what she thought she was doing. She was going, I'm going somewhere, I need to be quiet, because she might have had a morning at work.
Yes,
like I just need to go somewhere and decompress.
That's a good point.
And just because she said during my lunch break at work,
she did
from work, so
she
needs a break.
She needed a break.
So
and so much so that she stepped out.
So you don't need tantruming kids when you need a work break.
And you know what? Heaven forbid she's a nurse. Heaven forbid she's a doctor, or just any helping capacity where profession. It's like, now you've effed up her day and she has to go back into work.
Right?
Isn't that like one of those butterfly effect stories? Where
and no is a complete sentence. When folks tell you no,
that's the answer.
Move on.
That's it.
In whatever capacity it is, whatever situation, no means no, and just move on. You don't have to be mad. You don't have to convince anybody. Just okay, sorry, just wanted to ask, and just move on. If she wouldn't have been offended, and you're okay, move on, move the hell on, and look around for somebody that was sympathetic to you in your situation.
And since some of y'all don't have any friends from the ghetto, I'll be your friend from the ghetto today. She is lucky that this woman didn't whoop her ass in front of those kids. Now, I'm being for real, because you don't know what she came
Especially
from.
Insulting.
And you're insulting someone. This woman could have had a morning. Her dog could have died. Her husband could have been caught cheating. And she could have just, I'm going to go to my favorite restaurant. I'm going to take a minute. And then you say the wrong thing and she dog walk you in front of your kids. She may go to jail, but you still got your ass beat in front of your kids. So I just, just your friendly neighborhood Black mama moment from your friend from the hood. I want to tell you, I have seen people get hit for far less. And it's not okay.
Like, really?
And in front of your kids.
Okay, let me tell you this. Nobody owes you anything. Period. She doesn't owe you anything.
Nothing.
And people don't have to be nice.
They don't.
Do you know nice is an option? It is. It's a good option.
It's a good option.
But
it's not mandatory.
It's an option.
It's not mandatory.
So she didn't have to be. And it doesn't say she was rude. She just declined your invitation.
Oh, I think she was taken aback by the assault, by the woman insulting
Well, no, but
her.
I'm saying when she asked, she declined. Yeah. So it doesn't say she was rude about it. It doesn't say she was any kind of way. She just declined.
Just no, thank you.
So she doesn't owe you anything else. She doesn't owe you anything. So move on. And you didn't have to, you did set a bad example in front of your kids. So you are the asshole lady.
Yes, you are.
We said what we said. Email us.
Okay, love it. Listen, don't let me find you. You don't catch me with a kid-free weekend. It's going to be a situation. Okay, loves. Thank you all for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you're listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and find joy in the little things.
Bye, guys.
Until next time.